The Grimsby Museum is proud to be displaying two exhibits that focus on the United Empire Loyalists as well as St. Andrew's Anglican Church.
They work really well together because United Empire Loyalists founded St. Andrews when they moved to Grimsby back in the 1700s. Right now we have the history of the United Empire Loyalists, the American Revolution, and coming to Grimsby, as well as the history of some of the families that were the original Loyalist families that came to the area and how they work with the church and how the church was founded because of them.
The United Empire Loyalists were the first British settlers to the area.
They fought in the American Revolutionary War, and they came to Canada, or what is now Canada, because they were pushed out of the States because of their ties to Britain and their loyalty to Britain. So they came up through Niagara, mostly from Pennsylvania and New Jersey. They came up through Niagara, and as they kept having to move farther and farther north because the areas closest to Niagara had already been settled. So they came to what is called the 40, which is 40 miles from the border, and they came here and settled here. If you're from Grimsby, you may not know that some of the names that you see every day are Loyalist families that came here in the late 1700s, including Pettits, the Kitchens, the Nixons, the Nellis family. All of those families are all original families that came here in 1787.
The exhibit also showcases some amazing artifacts.
We have the original carriage seat from that John Beamer rode, brought up with his family. They came up, and the carriage that we have here is from that ride from the States up to what is now Canada. We have Robert Nellis's original Bible, which is absolutely stunning. We have artifacts from the Pettit household, his original case that he brought in from New Jersey when he came here. We have land grants. We have the seals that came with the land grants. It's absolutely amazing.
Also showcased in the exhibit is St. Andrew's Anglican Church, which is celebrating 225 years.
Andrew Pettit, who is a very prominent Grimsby name, he actually used to host the services at his home before they built the original church, and then they built the log church and then the stone church, which is what is here today. The graveyard that is attached the land was given by Colonel Robert Nellis, and so they all tie together. The Loyalist families as well as the St. Andrew's Church all tie together. We have some really great artifacts from St. Andrews. The museum recently acquired a lot of archives from St. Andrews so that we could be the caretakers of it and keep it safe so that the public can have full access to it. Within those archives, we found some great records. We have baptismal records, we have confirmation records, we have speeches, we have sermons, we have all sorts of great things. We also have a lot of commemorative plates that St. Andrews has put out over the years, as well as some great artwork. We had a few people loan us their artwork, especially from the art gallery and from one of our patrons that comes here a lot. They loaned us some art from from their own personal collection so that we could have some great art for St. Andrews as well.
The exhibit will be on display at the Grimsby Museum until November 11th. In Niagara, you're watching The Source.